see. Mine says live stream offline.
Offline. It says 12. Reconnecting. Oh, you guys, if you can even imagine. Oh, there we are. Okay, well, we're on the phone, but...
Nobody else is there. Oh, 3 waiting.
Did I get it, you guys?
No, I'm not even receiving it.
You're not receiving it? I can see it online. Yeah, right there.
Yeah, I know. I'm going back out. I'm coming back in.
Oh, who knows? Hey, thank you. Oh my gosh, I think I figured it out. Can you
see you?
Can you guys see me? Can somebody say that? Oh my good Lord, you guys, I've spent almost an hour to get this back up. Oh, there we go. Oh, it's hot there in Texas. You know what? It's freezing cold here in Maine. It is, well, it's 70 degrees, but we've been dealing with temps in the 50s.
40s last night.
40s last night. That's unheard of for around here. Oh my goodness. You guys, I think I've got this figured out, but I've got my phone right down here instead of up on the tripod. I'm afraid to touch anything.
Can you see you?
Yeah, well, who knows is here. I don't know who else is here. I think I lost everybody. Oh, and my phone is falling. I think I lost everybody, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm trying.
There we go. 2 watching.
You got it?
Okay, I got it.
Until our internet goes out again. And I'm going over to live chat. So it's not exactly the birthday celebration that I had planned. Oh, let's see. When I was a kid, I used to spend my summers at York Beach. Oh, so you know, it's not supposed to be this chilly here. It's the middle of June. We had the heat on. We had the heat on last night. So, oh, Gerard. I know it. Poor Gerard has been sitting here dealing with our frustration. So, I think we've got this, guys. I'm hoping some of my folks come back. I don't dare touch anything. Your grandparents had a trailer right on the other side of a fence of York's Wild Kingdom. Oh my gosh, we used to go there as a kid.
It's still there.
It's still there. It looks a little old now, but it's still there. Okay, I'm almost afraid to move this, honey, but...
Yeah, that's all right. You're good.
There we go.
You're good.
I'm afraid to touch anything. All right, because every time I move it, we get pixely. There we go. Okay? All right, so this was supposed to be a nice, wonderful birthday celebration so I could talk to everybody and see all of my friends or talk to all of my friends. And it has just... And we had it figured out. We had it all set up, and then something happened. And it all went to perdition in a handbasket. So, anyway, it's 70 degrees here. It's gorgeous and sunny out. The garden's looking fabulous. The chickens are happy. Gerard is happy because he's up here in the shot now. He's up here. Okay, after all that, I gotta have a cup of tea. Oh my goodness. Stress relief right there. Oh, the saltwater taffy. You know what? I miss that too, but because of my dental work and stuff, I can't eat it because I'll end up popping a crown off. You're crazy over saltwater taffy.
Yes, I am. To the point where I don't care. Let the teeth roll where they might.
Oh, from the goldenrod. Where's that? Where's the goldenrod? I don't know where that is. I don't know that I've ever heard of that. In York? In York? We haven't spent a great deal of time in York, have we?
Not a good long while.
Not in a good long while. We used to live in Scarborough. And we'd go down Route 1. Yeah, I used to be there in York. Yeah. We used to go down there because we would sometimes when we used to live in Scarborough when we first met. That was our first house. And we used to put the kids in the car and drive down Route 1 and go see what kind of trouble we could get in. It was usually at, what was that place that had the candy with the big chocolate mousse inside? It was a giant chocolate mousse.
Scarborough Candy Factory. I don't know.
But remember that?
Yeah, it had a giant chocolate mousse.
Solid chocolate mousse. And it had all kinds of the Jelly Bellies and the jelly beans and fudge and the saltwater taffy.
Yep. Right there, just down from the racetrack.
Our son used to go crazy in there.
Yep.
He used to go crazy. All right, so what else can we talk to you about? Who knows? It looks like you're our only guy right now. Oh, you're originally from Massachusetts. Whereabouts in Massachusetts? We're only a couple hours. Yeah, we're only a couple hours from the border.
Should be 3.
Oh, 3? What?
No, I said it should be 3.
Should be 3.
I used to work in Massachusetts, so.
Oh, your name is Miguel. Okay, well, I'm going to remember that one. Miguel. I got to remember. I keep calling you Who Knows. Who knows Miguel? Oh, Leominster. Yeah. Did I say it right? Leominster?
Leominster. It's on the other side of.
Not Leominster. It's Leominster.
It's on the other side of Worcester.
Mitch is from Indiana. He doesn't say things the way we
I'm
do.
German.
No, you're from Indiana. It's your Indiana thing. All right, so Miguel, it looks like you got us all to yourself.
Yeah. That's on the other. Yeah.
Yeah, north of Worcester. Yeah.
It's on the other side of Worcester.
Yeah, you worked down there. You worked down in Andover for a long time.
Yep.
He worked in Andover. He commuted from New Hampshire, where we lived, before we moved here.
Yep. 70 miles one way.
70 miles one way. Yeah, we got rid of his 4-wheel drive Jeep real quick and got him into a Mazda 3. Oh, hi, baby.
So, any questions or?
So what else? What are we gonna do today? I have some editing. I watch and comment on your videos. Yeah, I know you do. Oh, you love our tiny house. We're not done yet. We're not done. Yeah. Oh, I remember that now. Yeah. Yeah, he lives in a travel trailer.
Yep. No, quite a few people do that.
Yep. Well, we were planning to do that too before we moved here. Oh, and you also have chickens. I love chickens. You know, our chickens are freeloaders now. They don't really lay eggs very often. Every now and again, though, they go through a phase.
Mm-hmm. Might be one today because this morning the general was in her nest.
Oh, General Tsode chicken. So we were thinking about a travel trailer before we moved here. We were thinking we were going to get in our trailer and spend winters down south because we're getting older and the winters are getting colder. But then we decided, no, I think we went down to Key West this past winter and we decided, no, I think we really want a boat. Oh, the Buff Orpingtons the other day. She was 5 years old. I raised her from 4 days old.
Yep.
All right, Miguel, you're going to die because our youngest chicken is probably 8 years old.
Yeah. One Buff Orpington lived to be like 12 or something.
I know it. One lived to be about 12 years old. I couldn't believe it. My first chickens were Buff Orpingtons, and I loved them. They were older. when I got them, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And I didn't even, I mean, I just was starting to get gardens and all of that. And Mitch was gone. That's usually when I did things. Mitch used to be in the Coast Guard. And that's usually when I did things. And he'd come home, and there'd be chickens, there'd be a new dog, there'd be a new car. So then once I got past the three, the first three, and I knew I loved them, I ordered, oh, why are the chickens running? Speaking of chickens, we can see our chicken yard out there, and one of them is just running.
After bugs.
To beat the band. Yeah, well, we've had a lot of rain here and the cool, dank weather, and now the bugs are coming out. 2 Easter eggers. Oh, a silky. Ooh.
They're broody. You want to raise chickens.
Yeah, silkies get broody. They're nice. Nice if you want to start hatching your own eggs. So after we got the 3 Buff Orpingtons and I knew that I liked the chickens, I ordered 15 more day-old chicks. So that was quite an adventure. My mama Silky just had babies around Easter. Silkies are so broody. Their own eggs or not. I knew somebody that put a turkey egg underneath a silky. Yep. And she hatched it.
Yep.
A turkey egg.
Yep, they're real brood. They're good to have instead of buying all the incubator stuff. Just have a few.
Yeah, and stick the eggs underneath. Yep. Oh, how many babies did she have? And what are you going to do with them? Are you going to just keep them around? You're going to sell them?
There we go. That's better.
If we didn't have travel plans... Oh, and a Maltese and a Chihuahua. Well, what we've got is our little Shih Tzu Gerard here. You've seen him running around. And a cat. We have Frank somewhere, Frankenstein. He earned that name, honestly. What are you doing? You're just looking at me. You have a dirty face. Your dirty face. So anyway, I would say we really want more chickens, but we've got traveling plans in our future. We want to start spending winters on the boat, because we're still shopping for a boat. I don't know if you knew this. I think you're kind of new, but we're looking for a small yacht. Not a yacht.
Yeah. A motor yacht, not a super yacht.
But a yacht.
40-footer.
A liveaboard. And we want to start spending winters down south and in the Bahamas. You have a stray cat that catches mice and lizards. They're very good for that. What about snakes? You're down in Texas. Do you have problems with snakes down there? That would be my big fear. That would be my huge fear. I don't like snakes.
I like snakes that take the bugs and rodents and...
You know what? My mother feeds... My mother feeds crows. She goes in every morning and throws it. She's losing her mind. She's losing her mind.
I don't know if she found it to begin with.
I saw your boat videos. No, not new. I think I've been Really? Oh, maybe I don't know. Where have I been? Yeah, you have lots of different snakes down there. Yeah, we went down to Texas once, and a couple of months before Katrina.
Yep.
We were down in Houston. Couple of months.
In 95?
Was it?
96? Something like
that. No, it was after that. It was like 2005.
Before I went to the ship.
Yeah, because we got there in 2006. So it was 2005.
Yeah. Right,
so it was right before Katrina.
We're looking at trying to get stationed down there, so we went and looked at a few units and houses and see if I really wanted to try to transfer down there.
Yeah, from Michigan. We were in Michigan at that time, and you want to talk about cold. And I thought I was tough from New England. You know what I mean? I thought I was tough living in New England. And man, let me tell you, the Midwest around, because we were a mile from Lake Michigan, as a crow flies.
3/4 mile.
And let me tell you, those icy winds with the tentacle fingers,
yeah,
they went right through you. There was nothing you could put on.
Well, somebody break wind in Wisconsin and I get 8 inches of snow. I'd have to get off my driveway. That's how close we were. God.
Okay, so you're in Wiley, Texas, which is near Garland and Plano.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, about 33 miles from. Remember when we went to that barbecue place in Dallas?
Well, south
It
of
wasn't
Dallas.
even a barbecue place. It was like a roadside truck stop or
What the hell
something.
is the name of that place? It's really good.
I want it. Woody's.
Woody's. Yeah.
It was Woody's,
Stopped at
and
Woody's south of.
south of Dallas, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep, south of Dallas. About half. We were in Houston and decided to swing out and go up and go around Dallas to check it out. And we stopped, got gas, and went inside, and it was
My mouth dropped.
jerky and barbecue. So we went and got the barbecue, and probably the best barbecue I've had to this day.
To this day, yeah. And we were, when we were in Houston, we were eating at some pretty fancy places because we were on vacation. And he and I just were like, it was the best food out of the whole vacation. It was the best food. I would go back to Texas now just for
Woody's.
just for Woody's. All right, so you have family or had family that lives in Detroit and Farmington, Michigan. I thought it was really when Detroit went through that depression and
That started in 1973.
no, but you know what I mean, where there were buildings were being, whole neighborhoods being abandoned.
Yeah.
But they're building it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard that they're building it up nicely, and there's some nice neighborhoods. We moved into, you forget how long we've had our tiny house. We moved in, hey, Carol from Orono.
Yeah.
Anyway, we moved into the tiny house in 2019, June 13th, 2019.
3 years ago.
Yeah, it was three years ago this month. And we were shocked because our house sold like that.
Yeah.
And we didn't plan on it. We had only just started working on, because this was our camp.
Yeah.
This was our camp.
Yeah. Houses in the area were selling 2 to 3 years out. So we thought we'll put it on the market. Got a couple years, come up.
Yeah,
on the
that's what we
weekends,
thought.
Take a vacation, put an infrastructure in, and the house sold, like 3 weeks or something like that.
Oh, it wasn't even that. It was like the first open house we had. We had multiple offers. And all of a sudden we were like, oh no, what do we do? So we came up and lived in the camper I lived in the camper.
Yeah.
With air conditioning and running water. Well, Mitch, and at that time we had 2 mastiffs and a cat.
Yeah. We lived in
You guys lived in here.
no electricity, no running water.
No toilet, no shower, no nothing. I was comfortable. Okay, anyway, here are we. Where are we? Yeah, okay, so Miguel, we've been here. And then Carol Cooper from Orono, originally from humid, traffic-clogged South Jersey. Moved to Maine in '89. Best place to raise our kiddos. You know what? And especially Orono, because you've got that fabulous, over at UMO, you've got that fabulous performing arts center. When I lived up in Bangor, because I was in Bangor for 10 years, I think, between college and after college, after high school, I went to college and stayed there for a long time. I saw so many great shows there. We saw the Nutcracker. Used to take my daughter to the Nutcracker every year, and it was always different companies that did it, so it was always slightly different, even though the same show. And then we saw the most amazing guitar player. He could do anything with a guitar, and he even designed some of his own special guitar. I wish I could remember his name. I can picture him, kind of a hippie, artsy guy, but unbelievably talented, and he would pluck the strings and make different sounds. So yeah, you're right. Growing up there, it's an awesome cultural place for kids. It's safe. I mean, I went to Husson College way back when it was just a college. It was just a business school, and they were just starting to bring in a nursing and paramedic program. They hadn't expanded to what they are now. They're a giant university, and I guess they've got several.
No idea.
Several different. You don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. And then after that, I moved down to Portland because it was hard to find a job. The economy wasn't great, and I had a child. I was a single parent, and I moved down to Portland where the jobs were and where my skill set was. At that time, I was just a legal secretary. Wait a minute, I'm losing track of my questions. See, you guys, don't get me yammering. I don't stop. Poor Mitt, look at him. Look at him. He's slack-jawed over there. All right, so where are we? Yesterday, it was 95 down in Texas. Heat index. Still what? Yes. Yes, I do want to still come to Texas. When we went down, it was funny. We were in my little Mazda Miata 2-seater. And we're cruising along with the top down. Remember that? And it was like, oh, this is so nice. And then all of a sudden, it was like, oh, man, it's getting warm. It's getting warm. And it was 104.
Yeah.
But remember, after a few days, once we got acclimated,
Yeah, it was still hot.
it was still hot, but we'd go out and say, oh, it's only 101 today. Oh, pretty nice. Oh, and Carol and Miguel the planetarium. Yeah, yep. The rec center for youth hockey at the UMO rink. Yep.
That's huge.
I remember when they built that. And it was just a tiny rink. But now I guess they've got food.
No idea.
You don't know. Oh, you don't know that much about Bangor. Mitch isn't familiar with the northern part. So what else can I talk about? You guys, you know what? It's my last birthday of this decade in my life.
Gonna be 20?
No, I'm 59 years old today. That's it.
Just a kid.
I'm just a kid. Yeah. But, and that's kind of why we're looking at, that's kind of why we're looking at doing these things, getting our boat, doing some traveling, because, we're at this point in our life, we're looking at limited time. We both got married really early, really young, had kids right away, raised our kids. So there's 25 years right there.
Well, we both got our kids in a divorce.
And then we both got our kids. So it went from just my daughter and me. You always had a full house. You had 2 kids and all kinds of everybody running through. But for me, it was just Ashley and me and 2 cats. And then all of a sudden, it exploded. It exploded. And I had 3 kids, 2 cats, 2 dogs, and you. Let's see. Oh, yes, Miguel, the seafood is unreal around up here. That was the thing I was so happy to come home to. You like seafood.
I love seafood.
I know you do. What's your favorite?
Yes.
I remember when you got me to try sea urchin.
No.
Oh, sea urchin, you guys. It's like eating a big old booger snot.
Yummy.
Oh. It even kind of tasted like it. It was bleh. Oh, how many kids? Mitch, you have
2.
You have 2. I have 1.
Yep.
And actually, our oldest is not really either of ours.
Yeah.
But yes, she is.
Yeah. I guess that's the first question of the question. So I got married young in the Coast Guard. The person I married had a 6-month-old baby. Got married. I adopted the baby.
So she's ours.
Yeah. And then we had a child. And then we got divorced and I got both kids. And then you got married.
And I got married. And I had the one. And it wasn't too long into
and believe me, that's enough. Now she's really intelligent to the point of intelligent.
Too intelligent. She was a challenge. She was. I always wanted her to go to.
Not a bad challenge, just keeping her busy?
Oh yeah, we had to
for the
keep her
money?
focused because I didn't
Yeah.
want her to get bored and then head down a wrong path.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It wasn't. But I mean, because we were still in college when I married her father. We were really young, and it wasn't. Let's see. We got married in, I think it was February. It might have been March. And then by that June, I was like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. And then I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, well, what do I do? All right, let's see. Who are we talking to? How many kids? Oh, Heather Seven Light of Christ. Hello. How are you? Oh, glad to see you. Good. I'm glad folks are coming in. You guys, I had such a hard time getting this live up and running. Poor Mitch. I'm sitting here, I'm sweating, and he's just going over. He just left and went to eat something.
I had lunch.
And I'm like, no, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. So, Carol, 45th anniversary coming up on Saturday. Oh my gosh. Oh, good for you. See, that was what I always thought. And then Mitch and I got together. Almost didn't.
Yep.
Almost didn't.
That was before stalking was illegal. I told her, stop stalking me.
I didn't want to get married. I didn't want any more.
Neither did I.
I didn't want any more. Because at that point, I had had a second divorce. I married someone totally different than the first husband. And it turns out he was a child. And not really, how can I say this? He was a perfectly lovely man. Perfectly lovely.
He's
nice.
a nice guy. You just don't want him as a boyfriend or husband.
Well, you don't want him as a husband. Boyfriend, maybe. But it was always, I'm pretty sure the day he looked at me and said, I'm sorry, you're not happy with your life. And I was like, whoa. We're supposed to be a married couple and a family. Whoa. Well, I was out of there in about 60 days.
Yep.
I think I was. Yep. In fact, when you and I met.
That was the head of all that.
Yeah, that was the ending. And I was like, no, man. I just want to raise my daughter. Well, our kids had different plans.
Yep.
His son and my daughter were best buds. And then next thing you know, I found out we were living in the same apartment complex. I was on one end, you were on the other.
Yeah, townhouses.
Yeah, it was a townhouse complex. And then we really met at a work training.
Yep.
For 2 weeks.
Yep. And believe me, I didn't want to get married again either.
I
just wanted to raise my kids. And then when they're grown and gone, and just do whatever.
And do you know when he asked me to marry him? And he didn't even ask me. He informed me. When I finally decided, you know what, he's a good guy. I'm just going to go out. I'll just go out with him. And he informed me that I'm going to be his wife.
Yeah, someday you're going to be my wife.
Yeah, well, and here we are, almost 30 years later, and I'm still stuck. All right. How many kids? Hello, 25th. Oh, Heather, who knows? Name is Miguel. Enjoying your freezer meal videos. Yeah, I had to do something.
So am I. Yummy, yummy. They're really good.
Well, it's easy. I had to do something. I mean, I used to do this when we had a house full of kids.
Yep.
And you and I were both working, and I wanted to make sure there was a good dinner.
Yep.
Every night. But we didn't have a lot of money. I had to work.
Yep.
We had 3 kids.
3 kids, a mortgage.
Car payments, 2
2
car
dogs,
payments.
2 cats.
Yeah. And you were gone a lot.
Well, I was just an E5 then.
Yeah, you didn't make a lot of money in the Coast Guard back then either. I was the money back then.
Yeah.
As a paralegal, I was the money. Okay, on the freezer meal videos. Yeah, I have a lot more in mind. In fact, I tried to do one last night.
But I ate it all. That's what I had for lunch, too.
Left.
It's really simple and good. I couldn't believe how simple it was.
It was chicken and dumplings. I mean, in fact, that video's coming up. I did record it, and I was going to do. It was supposed to be a freezer meal, and we ate it. It was so good. We just ate it. All right. Oh, Lisa, the Grammy scattered. Oh, how's the garage cleaning going? Oh, Lisa. Oh, Lisa. Do you know what the famous last words are? It'll only take me a couple of hours.
No.
Oh, yes.
You thought it'd take a couple.
Oh, no, I did not. I said, no, it's going to take you a couple of days. And you're like, oh, no. Well, he was out there a couple of hours, and he made a dent of about that big in it.
I got rained out yesterday.
Yeah, you did get rained out yesterday, so nothing happened there. Oh, yeah, everything's pretty good. We've got a good, nice sunny day after a lot of rain and cold weather. The garage clean out. So anyway, the garage clean out it's going. Oh, and Miguel is saying to Lisa, so neat to see you here. Lisa's part of your YouTube family? Yay! Awesome. Okay, the Grammy scattered. Lisa, explain that to me. I'm pretty sure I think I know. Explain that to me. What is the scattered part? All right, you guys, so here's something I want to remind you guys all about. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers. We're actually trying to get monetized.
Well, tell them why. It's not for money.
It's not for money. I don't care about that. We don't need that. But, you guys know YouTube puts ads on everybody's videos, monetized or not, and they make money off of it. Well, that just sticks in my craw. They're making money off me, and I'm not getting a penny. So, we're trying to get monetized, but we are, 34 subscribers away from 500, and we're going to be doing a giveaway to our subscribers. So, spread the word, share our videos, and, spread the word to subscribe, because a lot of people have commented on, this can opener that I use of all things.
That they don't make anymore, and we had to scrounge around and find them.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to find. The one that I use.
Yeah, they don't make that model anymore.
And it sort of is you click it onto the can, and then it's a handle that you do this, and you open that can in like 3 seconds. And I used it a couple of times, and I got so many comments on it. So we're going to give one of those away when we hit 500. So, spread the word. So there's that. What else are we doing?
There's somebody. Yeah, Miguel just got to 700.
Oh, you did? Oh, how'd you do it? Oh, your avatar is one of your silky babies. Oh, is that what that is? See, I'm blind. I gotta look. Oh. Oh, that's so cute. Do you have any future projects? Well, right now, yeah, the garage and pantry, obviously.
Yeah.
You guys know about that one.
Well, yeah, I'm going to build the pantry.
To build the pantry. He wants to do a wood shed off the back of the garage because we heat with wood, and we go through, I don't know, 2 cords every winter.
No, like a cord and some, no more than a cord and a half.
Okay, so, and then he's going to keep working on his workshop. I want a big covered, well, it's not really even a porch. It's going to be more like a screened room, a screened in porch, and I'm hoping for a 16 by 16 room.
Put it
out
on the
there,
list.
all screened in. So that's on the list. One thing that really needs to happen soon is we need to put in a proper driveway. We need to put in a proper driveway because every spring, if we don't have 4-wheel drive.
It's called mud season up here.
Mud season, around April. End of March, probably to the end of April, and you can't get through. And there are times, even with a 4-wheel drive, we were like, oh, I'm not going on that road today. I'm not getting out of this driveway.
I did put some drainage to alleviate a lot of that. But, when you live 140 feet off the road and it's dirt and things run off and...
Yeah, we've gotten stuck a number of times. So we need a proper driveway. And plus, once Mitch cleans out all of his stuff. I'm hoping to be able to park my car in the garage. It's going to be a lot of fill. So that's a big project that we have. We have a guest house in mind. We want to build a guest house.
A little 8x8 or 10x10 greenhouse.
A little 10x10 greenhouse. We need that. So yeah, we've got a lot more projects.
Eventually a root cellar, hopefully.
Okay, so Lisa says a Waffle House, hash browns scattered all the way is my favorite. And life in general. 5 kids, they are all grown. Oh, lucky you. Do you have any... Well, yeah, you must have grandchildren. You're the Grammy scattered. I love hash browns, too. I have never had and don't want an electric can opener. Well, it's not electric. It's a manual, but...
Let me get it.
Oh, you want to get it? Yeah, show them mine. Yeah. But I couldn't keep an electric can opener in my house to save my life. Between my husband and my stepson, they'd ream on it, they'd bend it, it wouldn't work.
Well, we also got this for number 10 cans.
Yeah, well, we got this for number 10 cans, and for the camper, see, look at this thing. The handle comes up like that. You hook it onto your can, and it goes like this. It is the slickest thing.
Makes no time of them.
No time at all, and we have one in the camper now. I got another one for the house.
Ooh. It's got a beer opener, too.
Oh. Yeah, that's a can opener. That's also good for opening canning jars.
Yep.
So I don't even bother with an electric can opener anymore. They're just ridiculous. Oh, Miguel remembers summers in Maine, going over to see Nubble Light.
Yep.
Are you near her? We're probably about an hour from lighthouses in any direction.
Yep. I renovated that lighthouse.
Oh, you renovated that when you were in the Coast Guard?
That, Constitution Light in Newcastle or Portsmouth, Boone Island Light offshore, which is on the Maine-New Hampshire border. Used to do a lot of that was my favorite job in the Coast Guard, was going around and renovating lighthouses.
One of your jobs in the earlier days.
Yep.
Parents gave me for a wedding in 1982. Still works great. Awesome. She said, go back up to the comments. Oh, okay. Right here. There she is.
Yeah, so it's a meal hash brown scatter.
Yeah. All right, so what else did I want to talk about?
That was question and answer, so... Any questions? Any answers?
Any answers? Well, I just feel bad because we had 5 or 6, 10 people earlier, and I just lost my whole... I lost everything.
Exactly.
Oh, Miguel, the garden is on... Oh, Ruby on the Hill! Hey, Tina! Hey, Tina, did you know today's my birthday? I tried for an hour and I kept losing my feed. I don't know what happened. So, I'm up now. I'm up anyway. Oh, you did know that. Okay, good. Good. Okay, Tina, we got to do something about... Tina, Ruby on the Hill is my Azure Standard drop coordinator. Not mine. Because I usually send you.
Yours. That's why my coffee cup says Gerard and you.
We got to do something. Tina, we got to do something about these 8 o'clock drops.
Why? You're not the one who goes.
Well, that's just it. I would go if they weren't at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I've already been up for 3 hours, so...
No. I roll over, put the pillow back over my head till about 7. All right, anyway, Miguel, the garden is doing amazingly. We have had a bit of a failure with our deer fencing.
Well, no, it was a side that we didn't have fenced.
Right, and they figured that out. We thought, because the side toward the house, that's right next to the house, I thought...
Well, they weren't coming in.
They weren't coming in. They didn't come that close to the house. Well, they got brave. One of them got brave.
Yeah. But the garden's great, growing like crazy, especially in Maine. Um, the good thing was the polytunnels. I think we have a video, right?
Yeah,
But I made
when
a
we
thing called
first used them.
polytunnels, which gave us a month earlier than would be normal in May. High, so the potatoes, tomatoes,
I already have
everything is-
flowers.
yeah,
I already have tomatoes forming on my
yeah, tomatoes are already
on my
starting
tomatoes.
to produce fruit.
The big ones, the big ones, the beefsteak ones, not just the little cherry tomatoes.
Yeah. So the polytunnels helped a ton with that. Um, going to try them on some other things in the fall to see if we can extend a month on the backside.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be making, and I haven't got around to yet, a bigger polytunnel that would go over the little polytunnel and be tall enough to maybe even get on the month end of gardening season for the taller plants. So.
Oh, Misha's back. Oh, Miguel, your cucumbers didn't make it. Our cucumbers up here in Maine, they're growing, but it seems like I remembered cucumbers exploding and going crazy.
Yeah, it will. It's been too cold. It's been cold and dank. So.
Well,
as soon as it
after
gets
that
warm
90,
out,
97, 100-degree heat wave we had,
that killed our brassicas.
it killed the brassica, anything that was cold hardy.
Either
that-
bolted or
Yeah,
didn't like it.
our radishes just went right to bolt with teeny tiny little nubs
Yeah.
on them.
Um,
Yeah, Tina, Ruby on the Hill says, I know, right? Yeah, that's why you haven't seen me, Tina. But if we can get those later in the afternoon, or even
know.
later in the morning, then
Well,
Gerard and I will show
well, I
up.
think they
Misha!
changed their route.
Oh,
Where
did they?
yeah, I think they're going north and then coming back, and we're pretty much the last or next last one. Instead of starting with us and trying to get north, I think they just go north and then work down.
But 8 in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So he can. Yeah. So he works his way down, gets in the area, spends the night in a hotel, and then hits a couple people, and then exits the state instead of deadheading from.
All right, so who's Misha? Yeah, I finally made it. Poor Misha was one that was. She was here this morning. Well, you probably didn't get a notification because once I got myself live, I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch anything. In fact, the phone is sitting on my laptop right now while I look up right here at the comments. I'm not touching it. Not touching it. You scorched all your seedlings. Yeah, see? See, Tina, that heat wave. That heat wave. You missed Gerard. Well, he misses you too.
Well, I can bring him next time.
Oh, Misha, I was getting so upset. I was sitting here, I was sweating. And then Mitch left me and went and ate lunch. Like, I'm going to go eat lunch. You figure it out.
Yeah. Well, you were into it, and so me just sitting here, might as well accomplish something like lunch.
I honestly don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. You know what, Misha? We are, we're pretty far off the main drag. We're on a dirt road.
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is that other people on our road have high-speed internet. We have DSL. We just have DSL, and it's
town line things in Maine.
It's town line things, but the problem is that we're sort of a geographical island. Not a geographical, a demographic. Because to get to where we live, you have to go through one or another town. You can explain it better than I can.
Maine is really weird. They try to be fair and honest. Yeah, right. Somebody's getting something. But we can't get internet down our road because it has to cross, the drop is in another town. So according to the state of Maine, the two towns have to be in agreement, and then the town has to pay for half the cost to lay the line with the company, and when it comes to stuff like that, Maine is just a hot mess.
Yeah, they don't like to cooperate. Especially when money is involved.
However, there's pockets of us in our town and other small towns around us. So the small towns got together, formed like an LLC got some state money or whatever.
Yeah, there's some state
then-
grants.
And then they said, there's like 4 or 5 towns in this little area got together, and they're going to lay fiber, so it's not going to come down to TV cable. It's not going to
Right.
come down to phone cable. They're actually laying a network just for these towns
And it'll
on
be
fiber,
on fiber optic.
which would be great until it goes to another system and hits copper. But anyways, for us to the first server will be good.
Yeah,
And-
I don't know how long that's going to take, but we're hopeful.
I'll still be around.
Yeah, see, Tina does that. Yeah, same with Tina, and they do Starlink. Really? It is a huge difference?
The neighbor down the road has Starlink.
We should go knock on their door and ask what they think of it.
They just,
I've not heard good things about any satellite because we're so mountainousy and hilly
well,
that...
Starlink's different
Oh, it is?
because it's made just for areas like this where the satellite dish is pretty much up, where the other ones, the birds are down east, and where we're at, we wouldn't be able to get a good shot at the satellite where it's on south of us.
Oh.
That's the whole idea of Starlink is
Oh.
it's like the creepy sci-fi shows. You know, put satellites everywhere and put a little geo net over the earth. So
Yeah, Misha, we were on a hotspot for a long time, and I'll tell you, that was even worse. I couldn't upload anything. And then when we got DSL, instead of taking me 3 days to upload a video, it only takes me like a day and overnight. Only takes like a day and overnight. Okay, and Miguel has no internet in the land that he rents. But go down the road and do... Yeah, see? Same here. You go down to the other end, and our neighbors, like 5 houses down, have high-speed internet.
How far are you from the Wi-Fi? Because they do make antennas that can they're dipoled and all that, where you can go like 3 miles from your location, just point your antenna at them.
I'm kind of interested in this Starlink thing.
Excuse me.
Because we have a Wii boost for our cell phones. We couldn't even we got very spotty cell phone coverage when we were first
still
moved
do.
here.
We still do.
But we've got a booster.
Yeah, we have
Like
a
for
Wii
instance, today we were going to go out and sit in our patio. We've set our patio up again outside. You know, the little couch area that I had last year. We've put it in another location. But I went out there to sit, and it was so far away from our booster and our modem that we got no coverage.
boost. Yeah,
From here to about 50 feet.
yeah. I don't know about the.
So here we are in the kitchen, or the dining area.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, Tina says you were right. She said it's a huge difference. Okay, I'd be pretty interested in that.
Yep.
All right, so she got really... Lisa, the Grammy Scattered, got really lucky. In her little town, the cable company did a survey and said that if 70% of the people would sign up, and they did, the company installed fiber optic cables. They did it last year. Hey,
Capitalism.
was that better for you guys? Because I'm hoping that we can participate in that.
No.
The subdivision, which is brand new homes, would be like 5 houses down the road. Yeah, same as us. They've got
Yeah.
high-speed and Wi-Fi
but
down
Maine,
there.
But Maine has codes that you can't cross town lines unless the towns agree and all that stuff.
Yeah, and we're sort of in an island.
Yeah.
Our road is
The way-
one end of
so-
our road
Mhm.
is in one town,
Mhm.
and the other end of our road is in another town,
Well.
and then
wait.
here we are in Wayne.
Okay, so our road is like an elbow, but it's actually 2 roads where they intersect. The dead ends of 2 roads meet and make one big road. So one road, the phone comes down that way for us. Well, the power and all that comes down one road and then stops, and then we're the next house around the corner. We don't go off of that power and phone, so the other one comes down the other one from the other town, and they kind of meet, but they're 2 separate lines for everything, and we're at the end of one line, and it's just a...
Oh, it's a mess.
It's a hot mess.
Which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I kind of did once we bought the land, but we didn't care because it was only supposed to be our camp.
Yeah.
And when we
come up to get away from all
We
that
come
stuff.
up to get away from all of that, back in the beginning. But when we realized that we were going to be, needed to work online and
Yeah.
all of that stuff, and, I pay all of my bills. Is it all one county? No.
No, yeah, that's right, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, Miguel, the antenna booster. You mean like for the cell phone? It's called a Wee Boost, WEE.
Yeah, but
Boost.
For the cell phone, yeah,
Yeah.
We Boost. And then for the,
It's pricey though, Miguel. It's pricey.
that's like $300. A buddy of mine got one for his camp, and he even noticed a huge difference too. As far as like the internet, trying to remember the name of the company, but it's a company like Wilson. But they make dipole, which is one direction. And I was talking to one guy. He lived like 2
Poison
miles.
ivy, guys.
He lived like 2 miles off the main road, but there was a Wi-Fi down there, so he got both ends where it would pick up and then shoot it up to his house and go back and forth like over 2 miles. So pretty interesting. Saved him a ton of money. I mean, it's not cheap system, but not that expensive compared to running stuff up here. And there's people in Maine, they're off grid because they're like a half mile from the nearest electrical pole, and it'd be too expensive. It's cheaper just to go off grid than run a line. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, it's like in the. Well, our neighbors down the road, they paid, what was it, $8,000 or $9,000 to have electricity run to the house.
Well, they're on the end of this one.
Yeah, because they're on the end.
If they could access the end of ours, it would be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but they couldn't. They were right in that void where there were no lines, and to have the line extended to their house, I mean, it cost them $8,000 to $9,000. I think they got divorced over it. It's not funny. I think they got divorced because it wasn't long after that that wifey disappeared.
Yeah, and then so the guy on the corner at the end of the other street is, because of that, is totally off grid. Solar panels, generators, the whole 9 yards. He's like, I'm not paying that. And he's close to this end of the street, where it probably only would have cost him a few grand, but he can't do that.
Oh, is this Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin, out behind us, he built his house, whole house, a beautiful cape, ground up with a hammer.
Yeah.
With a hammer.
Yeah, I told him he was my hero because I saw him on the roof, hands hammering shingles. I told him, you're my hero. He says, no, my compressor broke. Or I would have. No, his roofing pneumatic gun broke, so he had to do it that way.
I just love them. They were trying to grow a garden. They didn't have any land cleared. I mean, they didn't have enough sun.
No, they've got acreage. It's just
they've got acreage.
Maine woods doesn't get cleared yet.
Okay. All right, Miguel has great reception for phone, and it's all you have for internet. Well, that was us when we moved here.
Well,
but it was all we had for internet when we moved here was our phone, but we did not have great reception. Misha, oh my God, Misha. I don't know if you can see. It's getting better, but the problem is that Gerard likes to just come up and sit around my neck, and I never know. I never know if he's been into poison ivy or not. So I just keep getting reinfected with it. Yeah, that was a lot of money. You mean our neighbors that ended up divorced over their the money? I tend to think that they did not realize what all was going to have to go into it.
And that guy built his house too.
And he built his house.
He
was a carpenter.
It's a nice house.
But I tend to think that they were not aware when they went into it. We were aware when we moved here. But we had also been living here with a camp. I mean, it was just our camp. Yeah, so that was a lot of money. I don't know how I'd feel if we moved here and all of a sudden... I don't think we'd have paid $8,000. We did pay a lot of money for our well. I think that was our biggest investment, other than the land itself.
And then we got lucky with the well, because we're on top of a spring and aquifer, so they were planning on going down 320
Oh yeah,
feet.
I was sweating. I was like,
So,
oh, there goes
so
every penny we have.
yeah, so they hit water at 55 feet, clean water around 80
Well,
feet.
they hit murky water at like 15 feet, didn't they?
They hit ledge at 15
Oh,
feet.
ledge at 15 feet. Okay.
And then they hit clean water at 80 feet. And so they went down, because I don't know if you know how wells work, where the sleeve is where you actually draw your water. I had them stop at 180 feet, and the fill rate, you put that in a video, didn't you, where you saw the well being watered?
I did. I put it in how far we've come.
Yeah.
So, I forget when it wasn't that long ago.
So if you go and you watch that water blow back up, the recovery is over 50 gallons a minute, because it's a spring, it's an aquifer, it's under pressure.
And we were hoping for 5.
And yeah, that's what they said. They said, well, everybody around here's got, like 5-gallon recovery, and then ours is at 50, and to the point where if it had any more pressure, we wouldn't need a pump. The house would be under pressure from the spring, and it would have to have another system put in for runoff.
Yeah.
So, which I would have preferred, but no.
Well, it was, and it's beautiful water, because it's not only well water, it's spring water. We literally tapped an underground spring.
Right.
So it is fantastic. All right.
This is for Miguel.
Oh, for Miguel.
Is he still there?
Yeah, he is.
All right. So go to seacrane.com and look up their Vector Extended Long Range Wi-Fi Receiving System. It'll give you an idea of, like this one says, max range is about 3 miles. So if you know where there's a open Wi-Fi, you can point it towards that. But yeah, just do C-Crane and
C-period crane, C-R-A-N-E.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go.
It's backwards.
That's all right. But anyways.
It's backwards.
Anyways, that's what it is. But C-Crane.
Miguel has gross hard water. With one of his aunts had delicious well water. It would frost your glass. Oh, see, and that's what ours does. That's what ours does, and it's delicious. It's fabulous. Yeah, Misha, we did hit the jackpot, because I thought, oh man, this well is going to cost $20,000. That's it. There goes the rest of our money. There goes everything, because we had just sold the house and we were in New Hampshire, and we were putting all the money into the house. And I thought, well, there it goes. Well, it didn't. Yeah, we got very lucky with the well. Yep. Very lucky.
Yep.
So that was our biggest expense.
The guy across the road, his is like at 420 feet.
I know it.
And his recovery,
right across the road.
And his recovery is 4 gallons. There's a family of 4 living there too, and I'm like, wow. Hopefully not.
Teenage boys.
So I'm going, hopefully not. And so, but yeah, we hit a vein, probably an aquifer or something deal.
Misha wants to know, how did we decide where to drill? Well, we showed that we didn't really have a lot of choice because of the way that the property was laid out and where our leach field was. We wanted it over here because of where it was going to come into the house, where it was going to come, right?
Yep.
And then they kind of just picked a spot and said, right here.
Yeah, so it was...
See, Mitch knows this stuff better than I do.
It was, where are you going to put your leach field? And actually your septic tank. And in the state of Maine, you have to be 100 feet away from that. So me being me, I said, he grabbed his tape. I said, I wanted 107 to 110 feet so that, nobody can, no matter whose tape, we're at 110 feet away from my...
Yeah, I mean, we don't have...
the septic tank is going to
We don't have a septic tank right now. We have a gray water leach field system. But we want to be... in case the day comes where, we get tired of the system that we have, and you all know what that is.
If you ever build a homestead, if you ever build something, always plan on ahead of that. Like my gray water leach field, the leach field is actually at legal leach field length from if I had a septic tank, and then distance from that, so that if we go to flushable, all we really have to do is dig it out and connect the tank, so we don't have to deal with the whole 9 yards of it. So we went 100 actually about 107 feet, and we just went from there. And then he kind of looked at it, and he looked at the little map thing, and he said, "How about right here?" I said, "Sure."
Perfect.
And the guy was right on the money. And the well drillers, holy moly, man, those guys really.
They went to town.
Yeah. So they came from another job, set up, got in about 50 feet where they started hitting the water. It was at the end of the day, and they said, "We'll be back tomorrow." Okay. So they went from that 155 feet down to the 180 feet in like not even 2 hours.
I thought it was more like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but the kid came in. He's like, "Hey, you want to come check this out?" I was like, "Man, you only
because they were impressed."
Yeah, because I was like, "Well, God, you only been here like an hour and a half." And he goes, "Yeah, I know." So I went over, and he goes, "Without putting any meters on, I've been doing this for a lot of years." He goes, "That's like 50 gallons a minute recovery." And I'm like, "Stop right there.
You stop, we're done.
Stop right there." Because I'd be scared that they'd go past that little pocket, and then I'd be screwed. So.
All right, so Ruby on the Hill, Tina says 325 feet for us and only 8 gallons a minute. See, that's what we were afraid of too here, and it was like, man, I don't want to spend. But I knew fresh water was going to be key, because at that point Mitch was hauling in water.
Every 3 days.
Every 3 days. We had a what was it, a 40 gallon tank?
30 gallon.
A 30 gallon tank, and he'd fill that up from my mom's well. She's only 10 minutes away, and he'd fill that up from her well. And, by the time he got done just maintaining us every day, it was...
Well, I was working 16-hour days, but only putting about 10 to 12 into the house.
Right. Right. Because we had a lot of other things.
Yeah.
And because it was heavy physical work, a lot of it I couldn't help with.
Yeah. But
I fed you.
Yeah. So our water, our pump, our submersible only does 7 gallons a minute, something like that. It's up there, but it's not like it's taking a ton out. So, I'm not gonna want for water. The only thing I want to do is put a bison pump on the top of that.
So Miguel doesn't have to deal with any tanks. See, and that was the other thing. We've always dealt with the septic tanks, and first of all, when you got a problem, you've got a problem. And we have had
the septic tank.
Well, the septic tank. Remember?
Yeah.
We had at least a couple times we had issues.
Well, that was because of toilet paper.
We also had a lot of water and all of that, and then plus just having it cleaned out regularly.
Yeah, that was fine. It's just a lot of the new toilet paper, because people's bumps are real tender. The toilet paper floats, so if you go to the bathroom a lot, it stays on top. There's the water, and then they have a baffle in there because of that, so it doesn't clog up going out. So that goes up, and then it clogs in the out chute. Fills that up eventually, and then your toilet doesn't flush too well. So.
All right, so it's 88. Okay, so Lisa, where are you? Oh, in Kansas. Oh, if I just read. Okay. 88 degrees. Feels like 94 at 54% humidity.
What's the dew point?
And Misha, she's in Kansas today.
I grew up in Indiana. It'd be 102
94.
in the shade, and you take a shower, and your towel would be damp. You'd be wiping yourself off with a damp towel. You
know what, Miguel? The washer, I'm glad you asked that. The washer actually works really, really well. When it goes all the way through. I've never had a machine that washes any better than that, any better than this one. But oh man.
But it has sensors all through it.
So many sensors that one slight little thing is wrong. Like if you put it on hot water and you can't get your water hot enough for what it says it wants, for its sensor, the machine will just stop. No beeping, no buzzing, nothing. It just stops.
That
If you
cleans really good.
overload it, and when I say and when I say overload, I mean 4 t-shirts as compared to 5 t-shirts. It will just stop. And the loads you cannot put. It's an apartment size, so you can't. It's you can't really put a lot anyway in it because it's
Well,
small.
well, we haven't finished the bedroom yet,
Yeah,
and I can always put full size in there, but we're probably going to lose
a lot of closet
some
space.
closet space. So I left it up to her. If she wants full size, I'll put these somewhere or sell them.
It may happen.
And another thing too, if you go tiny, try to make full size appliances because of stuff like that.
Yeah.
But don't get the dryer. So these, they're Bosch, they're German, and we Germans over-engineer everything. So it has a sump. It pulls the moisture out. Actually, it has a sump. I have to drain it like a washing machine. It drains like a washing machine, but the air is not vented out. It blows in. So on a hot day, it can be brutal in here. We found out. So on hot days, we just don't do the
I
dryer.
just don't do the dryer. I just plan my laundry either like early in the morning maybe. All right, so Miguel wants to know how does the washer in the future plan? I plan to get a stackable. Yeah, the stackable is great, but I would be aware if you're going with the smaller ones, especially the Bosch that is so sensitive. Like how many towels or jeans can you wash at once? I can wash 1 or 2 pairs of his jeans before the machine decides, oh, that's too heavy. But there is a setting for jeans, and we're retired. We don't really wear a lot of clothes other than like casual gardening and comfy clothes. And it's not like we have to go to work every morning and we've got a crap load of laundry to do.
In the summertime, I wear gym shorts and a t-shirt like I'm right now because I'm out working. Why do I want constriction and all that? And I'm retired.
And we don't have a ton of laundry. You know what it does not do that I would caution? If you've got a king size bed, this washer will not take a king size blanket, and it barely takes. It'll take a king size sheet one at the time.
Just get full size stackable.
I would recommend just get a full size stackable. We have Samsungs.
Oh, they're nice too.
And they were really nice. That's what I would. If the one thing that I would really do differently, and it may change.
And if you go tiny, make sure it vents out.
Venting outside, yeah. My dishwasher is tiny, but for just the two of us, if we had a full family going on in here, that dishwasher would not cut it. But for just the two of us, it works perfectly fine. Misha really enjoyed seeing the tour, and the dryer's a holdover for clean clothes.
Well, she's busy.
I'm busy. I don't always have time to fold everything, but it's like, Mitch is out of underwear. And, you don't want your guy going without underwear. What if he gets in a car accident? Remember all of that? Do you have clean underwear on? Remember your mom saying that?
He must have been in the military.
Okay, so Miguel, I just answered about the bed sheets. If you have, full size or twin sheets would be... Excuse me. Sorry, I have allergies too. Yeah, full size or twin size sheets. Yeah, that would work really nicely. Really nicely.
But if I know now, because, everything you read about them is true. They're great. You don't even you don't need bleach. They really
no, you don't need bleach
you
at
don't
all.
need bleach and use very little soap and man, it really cleans your clothes well.
Yeah.
But not that many at a time.
Yeah, smaller loads and warm water.
Yeah.
Warm or cold, but don't even bother with the hot temperature if you don't have. We have a smaller on-demand water heater.
Yeah.
So that may be a different situation if we had a regular big tank water heater.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So. All right. It reminds me of when we lived in South Korea. Everything was tiny, like camping for a year. Yes.
Yeah.
It is,
So,
and that's kind of why it's fun.
yeah. Well, South Korea makes those tiny wall mount washing machines that hold like, a pair of
A
jeans.
shirt.
Yeah.
No ovens in Korean apartments. Toaster oven for everything. Oh, hey, that's what I've got. I have a Cuisinart toaster oven. It has a rotisserie in it. I've used that for 3 years now, and I have not missed the full oven. I have a stovetop burner. It's a professional grade, like a buffet chef burner. I have another third burner if I needed it. That is, what is it? The butane, the single burner butane, and
Got your.
and then I've got
the wood stove.
I've got the wood stove. I use that in the winter.
Yeah.
And I have the Cuisinart toaster oven that has a rotisserie. I told you that. And I can bake and roast and
Some of the best meals have come out.
braised. Yeah, that's been great. And then, of course, the microwave doubles not only as a microwave, but it's also a convection oven.
And air fryer.
And an air fryer. So technically...
And we'll wash your car.
So, technically, I have a double ovens in my tiny house. I have everything I ever needed in the big house. I have my roasters, a pressure cooker. Yeah, I have everything that I ever needed or used.
What's that little Gerard? Okay, say hello, Gerard. He just woke up from his little morning nap and was wanting to come up. So.
Oh, baby. She's a good boy. He's a good boy. Gerard, they want you to talk to them. What can you say? Nothing. You got everything you want. You're up here hanging with us. Don't look at his dirty face. Don't look at his dirty face. He needs a bath. Do you know what he does? Do you know what he does when he goes outside? He's so little. He'll go out to go pee, and he'll lift his back leg. He'll lift the back leg, and then he will pee directly on his opposite front foot. Directly on the foot.
And when you give him a bath, the first thing he does is he goes out and digs a hole all the way to his waist.
Yeah, he does. He's so funny. He is. Oh. He doesn't know what he wants. Okay. So Gerard. Oh, is he gonna? You want mummy? You want mummy?
Oh, I like seeing him go look for eggs. When he gets Mr. Licky Lips, I think there's going to be one. He looks at you. The reason I call him Licky Lips because as soon as I hold
look, he's licking right now.
As soon as I hold the egg up from the door, he starts going. See, like that. Like I can taste it already. He's trying to tell me to hurry up so he can get in his belly.
Oh, Misha, laugh out loud. Is Mitch using the mic? Yes, he is.
Am I using the what?
The mug.
Oh yeah.
The mug. He is. That was pretty funny. Gerard is such a ham. Oh, you like seeing him go look for eggs? Yeah, okay, you're ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He knows when we're talking about him. He's too smart.
Yeah.
He's too smart.
Yeah. The funny thing is out of all the animals I've had growing up, adult, he is the easiest dog.
Yep.
You tell him twice and he has it.
Yep. Yep. He's so easy to train, but oh man, is he stubborn. He might be more stubborn than the Mastiffs.
Yeah, pretty close.
He's right up there. Oh, well, hello. Now he's trying to come up under the table. Hi, baby. Hello. Oh. I'm losing my... There you go.
Hey.
There we go. Yeah. The Maltese and the Shih Tzus are pretty similar because we were thinking about it. I was actually thinking about a Maltese.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted something small. We'd always had giant dogs, and I mean giant. Bull Mastiffs, English Mastiffs.
English Shepherd.
I mean big, 100 to 200 pound dogs. Except for Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie was a stray Jacoby.
Yeah.
Jack Russell and Beagle who showed up in our yard one day.
He looked like a Jack Russell with long legs, Beagle coloring, 36 pounds, and mixture of both animals. I'd take him hunting just to have him run in the woods. I wouldn't even take a gun. And the game warden would come up. Well, the dog would smell him, being a beagle, chase after him. And then, of course, being a terrier, would go to ground. And the game warden would say, okay, your hunting license. I hand him a hunting license. He goes, where's your gun? I just point to Charlie and tell him ammunition's expensive.
Well, we already had 2 dogs at that point.
Well, he hoboed.
He hoboed. He was a hobo dog, and I came home one day from work, and the kids had him in the house, and I was like, no, 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 no more dogs. Get out, get him out, get him out. Well, I came home another day, and once again he was in the house, but this time he was dressed up, and doll clothes. It was like a Cabbage Patch doll clothes.
Yeah. Cabbage Patch dress.
A dress. And I was like, you guys, what is this dog doing in the house again? And they said he was in disguise, hiding from the dog catcher who was looking for him.
And the dog catcher was looking for him.
And the dog catcher was looking for him.
And this county was in Indiana, and it was a 5 days and a kill.
Off to the fertilizer plant they went.
To the fertilizer plant.
Yeah, it was not a good situation. And so, of course, I was like, oh, well, all right. But then it was like, I opened the door and I'd say, all right, get out, dog catcher's gone, get out. Well, he kept coming back.
Wait.
And then he'd get out of the backyard. He'd break out of the backyard.
Fenced-in backyard.
It fenced-in backyard. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness. I don't need to have 3 dogs in my house. And we had a little ranch. It was like 1,100 square foot single-story ranch with 2 big dogs, a bull mastiff, a shepherd, and then this little guy, and a cat. Well, he'd break out, and then he'd run around to the front door barking.
And scratch on
And scratch as if to say, hello, I'm loose. I live here now.
Well, the dog was extremely smart and knew that he had it quite well there. And he was the best fly catcher than the cat in the house. Well, he lived on his own, so I'm sure he...
Yes, baby.
Okay. I can't. The words are... I have 2 lenses, and the words are not readable in any.
Well, Miguel says his Maltese is stubborn. Oh, and then Misha, I think you mean don't touch the camera? Yeah, I smacked it with my foot, and everything moved, so I don't dare touch anything. Miguel has a friend that owns a doggy daycare, boarding, and grooming business. The folks that bought our house in New Hampshire have a doggy daycare for bulldogs.
Well, they have 5 bulldogs, but they do doggy daycare.
5 bulldogs, yeah. Oh, so you get to see all kinds of dogs there. That's nice. 17-year-old Chihuahua can't do steps anymore. Oh, just lays under his blanket all day and whines for me to take him out. Oh, put water in his food to make it soft. He's lost most of his teeth. That does happen when they get older. That does.
Matter of fact, Frank is 14. And I guess with cats, they get some type of something going in the gum and the bad tooth, and he had 2 of them, so we had to have both of them removed.
Yeah, just last month. Yeah, so he had some dental work. He's feeling a lot better, though.
Oh, yeah, ton better.
A lot better.
Excuse me.
Gerard is having a tantrum down here. There you go. Go get that. Look. Mitch just threw a toy for Gerard to try to occupy him, and Gerard took 2 steps, and he's looking back as if to say, not what I wanted. He might have to go to the bathroom.
Well, I'll go see if he needs to go to the bathroom. There
Well, you guys, we've been on here for almost an hour and a half, done a cleaning
really? Wow.
for a baby. Yeah, it was expensive, let me tell you. That was breaking out one of the credit cards. Yeah. That was breaking out one of the credit cards. But, he's 14. The cat was 14. Perfectly healthy in every other way.
We had him since he was 6 weeks old.
Yeah, we had him since he was 6 weeks old. Which is a story in itself.
Well, tell me so.
Okay, our neighbors across the street, back in New Hampshire, across the road, had a... Oh, thank you, Misha. I am having a wonderful birthday, visiting with all of you guys. This is awesome. I'm glad I finally got it up and going. So anyway, Frankie came to us because the folks across the road from us, they had a cat that was it was her cat in college, and it had cancer, and they were looking at end of life, but it was probably, I mean, 20 years old. Her cat was 20 years old. Well, her husband, being a lovely man, loving his wife, thought, she said she'd like to have an orange cat. I'm gonna look for an orange cat. Well, he brought the kitten home, and it was like 6 to 8 weeks old. It was young, really little. Well, he walked in with that kitten, before her cat was even dead. And she made no bones about it. Take that cat before my cat's even dead. Get out. Get out. Don't come back with that cat. Well, he came over and he's like, oh man, what am I going to do with this kitten? You guys, because we had just lost our cat. That was my daughter's cat. She was 18. Sarah was 18 when we lost her. And it had been probably, we lost her in April, and this was probably July or August when he came over. And we didn't want any more cats. Well, at that time, all we had was Charlie, the terrier. And he was old at that point. He was old. And I said, there's no way that dog is going to allow a kitten to come into his house. So we were just sitting there in the kitchen. Charlie was in the living room, and we could see it. It was all open. And we were talking with him, and I was like, it just all depends on the dog. We don't really want another cat. We don't want the litter box. We just don't want it. So I said, it depends on the dog. And then Mitch looks over, because Mitch wanted that kitten. He was in love with that kitten, this big, giant, burly man. So I'll say this now because he's not in the room. I knew he wanted that kitten. So I was like, I'm not going to be the one. If he wants it, we'll see what happens. And Mitch said, well, you might want to talk to the dog about that. And he pointed and looked over. And the dog was asleep on the couch. And the kitten was wrapped around his head, also asleep. That was 14 years ago. We have since lost the geriatric terrier. But we still have the 14-year-old cat, who now loves his new puppy. All right, so that's it. Okay, so Lisa, are you going to stalk Miguel today? And our other friends that go live. Oh, I'm going to go see if I can check out other people that are going live. All right, you guys. So we're gonna end this thing. It's been almost an hour and a half. You guys are awesome. I love doing lives. I hope we've answered some questions. Oh, Lisa, forget the housework. Go play. Happy birthday, Miguel. We're going to end this. Good to see you, Misha. I'm glad you popped in. I'm glad I finally figured this mess out.
Go play like it's Christine's birthday.
Yeah, go play like it's my birthday. All right, you guys, thanks for coming over. We'll try to do this again. Oh, Mitch is back.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Just number one.
Oh, just number one?
Went potty.
Did you go pee-pees? All right, well, we'll see you guys later. Thank you, Lisa. I will. Thank you for coming over. We'll see you guys next time, and hopefully I won't mess it up. Hopefully I won't mess it up next time, but we'll see. I probably will. Bye, everybody. Enjoy your day. Stay cool. Stay hydrated.